All right, so we've already covered what post types are in our definitions and concepts section of our course. Now we're going to create a custom post type for our survey data. Now the advantages of using custom post types are again covered in the definitions and concepts section of our course. So to quickly create a custom post type, I like to use a little plugin called Custom Post Types UI. So to do that, let's go to our WordPress backend here and navigate to the plugin section. Click Add New Plugin up here. And we're going to search for a plugin. Again, it's called Custom Post Type UI. Hit return on your keyboard. Should be the first one that shows up here. It's created by WebDev Studios, and it's currently at version 1.1.2. Okay, so click Install here. And then once it finishes installing, click Activate Plugin. Now you probably saw a few strange things show up on the screen there. Those are some PHP errors that are showing up because I have WP debug enabled in my WordPress install. I can disable that right now by opening up the wp-config PHP file here, and if I just navigate to this section right here, it says define WP debug, and I set that to false. I'll get rid of that. Okay, so I've got our new plugin here, Custom Post Type UI, installed and activated. Now you should see a new menu show up here in your sidebar, and we want to navigate to Add Edit Post Types and click that. Okay, so we're going to create our new post type for holding our survey data. So first is the post type slug. This must be lowercase, can't have any special characters except for I think like underscores. So we're going to call this SSP_survey, again following our SSP prefix for everything. And now the plural label, that's going to be surveys, and the singular label is going to be survey. Okay, so on the right column here, we've got some label options. You can ignore those. What we really want to do is update the settings area over here. So under settings where it says public, we want to set that to false. We don't want this particular post type accessible by the public, only where we choose to use it. In this case, we're going to be managing this manually. Right here, we want to set that to leave that as false, and exclude from search, we want to set that to true. Yes, we don't want our surveys to show up in any searches. And with front, which is right here, you set that to false. Okay, and then under the support section, we're going to select title and editor. These are WordPress's built-in post fields, and we're going to use the title and editor fields. We're not going to use any of these other ones for now. Cool, so that's it. We can scroll back up to the top and click Add Post Type. Awesome. So now a new post type has been created for our surveys. If we reload our admin area here now, you should see that a new menu item shows up here. It says surveys, all surveys, add new. That's from the new post type that we just created. So let's go to our code editor now, and in our plugin directory here, we want to create a new folder. So let's create a new folder in here, and we're going to call this CPT. That's going to be for custom post types. In there, create a new file. We're going to call it SSP survey.php. So SSP_survey, just like the post type we just created. Okay, so open up that. This is going to be where we're going to put the settings for this new post type that we just created. So essentially what Custom Post Types UI has done for us now is it's written the code necessary to generate this custom post type. And we can get that by going into WordPress here, into Custom Post Types UI. There's a little section here that says Import Export. Click that and click on the Get Code tab, And under all custom post type UI post types, this is the code generated for our post type that we just created. So you can copy that and paste that in here. Now this is a PHP file and we're running PHP code, so we have to open up PHP at the top here like that. So the plugin has generated this function which is going to set up our new post type, and it's just calling a built-in function in WordPress called register post type. This is WordPress's built-in function for setting up new custom post types. So you can save that file now. So now what we want to do is we want to open up our plugins PHP file. So that's mysnappysurveys.php. And we need to include this new post type that we just added here. So under the section custom post type, section 7, if we navigate to that, just hit return a couple times. And we're going to add in 7.1. And here we're going to use the PHP function include once, and we're going to include the path to the new PHP file that we just created. So right here you can see we're calling this function plugin dir path, and then we're passing in this variable file here. This is going to return the path on our server to the directory of the file that we're currently in. So that's our plugins directory, mysnappysurveys. And then we're using the dot syntax here to append the rest of the path, which is going to be the folder and then the file that custom post type code is in. So don't forget to update your table of contents at this point. So let's go up here and let's update that. So we just added this new function 7.1, so we want to put that here. Cool. Save your file. Now let's go back to WordPress. And in our custom post types UI plugin menu here, we want to click on add edit post types and click on the edit post types tab. So we've copied over the export code into our function, so we no longer need this post type here saved. So we can delete this now. So make sure you've got surveys selected from this drop down, then click delete post type, click OK. Perfect. Okay, so now we can also deactivate this plugin. We don't need this plugin anymore. It's already generated the code for us. So we can go to our plugins here, custom post types UI, and just click deactivate. Very good. Okay, so if everything's successful, you should still see your surveys menu up here. That means that our code has successfully copied over. I've added some examples in here. We'll do those in a later lesson. But you can see that is still working. Okay, so we don't need this menu, surveys, right here, because we have this inside of our survey plugin already. So to get rid of this menu, let's open up our code editor and navigate to our SSP survey PHP inside of our CPT directory. And here there's an item that says show in menu. And we can see that right here. It's set to true. So if we change that to false, and while we're here, the last thing we want to do is just update the name of these functions. So since custom post types UI generates this code for us, it's generating this function name here. You can see CPT UI register my CPTs. Well, let's just change that to something that matches our other functions. So I'm going to change this from CPT UI to SSP. And then instead of my CPTs, I'm going to change this to the particular name of this custom post type. So it's going to be SSP underscore survey. Okay, so this is the hook that calls the function. So we have to rename the function down here as well. All right, so you can save that now. Should be able to go back into WordPress now, reload. All right, so now that menu disappeared and now only our menu is showing up in here. Very good, there you have it. Custom post types. You just created a custom post type and you didn't have to write much code to do it. So in the next lecture, we're gonna look at going in to create some custom database tables for storing our survey responses. So stay tuned.